Oh.
We need a time machine, that's it. That is our solution.
A time machine. Yeah. If someone has one of them,
Help, please.
let us know. Give you free whiskey.
I think they probably wouldn't be needing it.
No, probably not.
No.
No, because they'd have a time machine. Go back and get whatever the fuck they wanted.
They could go back, distill some,
Oh, put it in a cask.
put it in a cask, and then come back and drink it.
Yeah, wow. Wow. Can you imagine the power of that?
Hello, I'm Jen.
My name's Rachel.
Welcome to our channel. We are Whiskey Geeks.
Not whiskey snobs.
So if you like all things whiskey,
And you're not a snob.
subscribe! What are we trying today?
We're doing Fettercairn.
I asked you because I genuinely didn't remember.
I poured it. Did I pour it? Did you pour it? I poured it. So Fettercairn is a Highland distillery that's owned by White & Mackay.
Yep.
They've been going for quite a long time.
1813, I want to say. It was the Ramsay family that set it up, or the
24.
Ramsay... 1824, that's it. So it was the guy Ramsay. I have forgotten his first name. He set it up because it was it 1823 they just changed the law.
We got our licenses in 1823.
Yeah, so it meant that they could distill, instead of having all the nonsense they had before and illicit distilling and whatnot. They put in a law where you could just pay a £10 licence fee and then pay per gallon you produced.
Yeah.
So he took advantage of that on his estate, and he set up this distillery. He didn't have it long though, unfortunately. He had to sell the whole estate a few years later to the Gladstone family, that was the people that bought it were the parents of William Gladstone, the future Prime Minister.
Who was a good man for the whisky industry.
Yes, so you can see that these things have been going on for a long time.
Yes.
So he was beneficial to his family. So he passed a lot of laws and things like that. So he was Chancellor of the Exchequer, and I think he held a few other positions as well before becoming Prime Minister. But yeah, he passed quite a few laws that benefited the whisky industry. So he passed a law that allowed whisky to be sold in glass bottles for the first time, and he passed a law that allowed them to, they weren't taxed on what went in, so they were taxed on what came out, so not including the angel share.
Yep.
So he was quite instrumental in kind of shaping the whisky industry as it is today, probably.
Yeah, and that's why I think there's a nod to him in quite a lot of companies,
Yes.
branding and things like that.
So we know the Adelphi blend as
that's
well,
right.
have him on the...
Looking at me in the face.
on the front, yeah. Having a wee dance to celebrate his newly passed law.
So, and I suppose like nepotism and your pal's pal doing stuff has been a thing for a while, but fair enough.
Fair enough if it benefits the whisky industry.
On you go. Why not? So this one here, just bourbon?
Just bourbon. Yeah.
Oh, and it's quite tropical.
It's quite fruity, yeah.
40%.
It's a wee bit flat as well though.
Wee bit flat. So it's White & Mackay that make this. White & Mackay... I feel like if you're a proper whisky fan or a bit of a whisky geek, White & Mackay is something you might start with, as in their products.
Jura.
Dalmore as well.
Dalmore, yep, definitely.
Which are all nice, simple whiskies, but nothing wrong with them at all.
No.
But they're quite like they are in a certain place.
Yes, I think so. They have their place because they're definitely good at getting people into the whisky
and they're
industry,
lovely. Like I love
whisky
Jura.
drinking.
Jura 18-year-old. I could drink it all day.
Like marshmallows.
I love it. Yep.
And there's quite a few nice-ish Juras, but I don't feel they're very complex.
No,
they're not one to. They're one to sit and drink all day like that. They're not one to sit and think about and analyse.
No, definitely. They're much less complex, and if you're on a whisky journey, they would be at the start of it probably.
Yeah, I think so. And Jura was one of the ones that got me into whisky, so cannot knock it at all.
And Dalmore as well is very sweet, very easy drinking. Yeah.
Sherried, yeah.
Very coloured though.
Very coloured. Lies, it's all lies.
As Jura is, I think as well.
Yeah.
And probably, unfortunately, our dear Fettercairn.
Yeah, I've not tried many Fettercairns though.
No, I've not. I remember having a Fettercairn that Hunter Lang bottled that was the winiest whiskey I've ever tried in my life.
Oh yes, I wasn't keen on that one. It was quite astringent, yeah. And I've had another one actually that did, like, I would quite like to have put it on my chips.
Very vinegary.
Not the wine one. I think it was a refill bourbon.
Like a Morrison Mackay one?
Yeah, it was
I
a
think
Morrison
I remember
Mackay,
that.
and it was like, I actually genuinely think it would have been quite good on chips.
Very
I've never
vinegary.
tried it.
Which I can get in this a wee bit. A bit of a vinegar sourness
We're
almost.
doing the bins.
I know, it'd be good if they shut up.
I get that Oddfellows, like those dusty little sweeties.
Yeah.
Bit sherbety. Dusty
Sherbety.
sherbet.
I smell like sweeties, like Haribo sweeties.
Yep. But that had been sitting for a while.
Yeah, like the tropical sour fizzy buns. And a bit flat.
It's flat. It's
A flat
definitely
peach.
like a flat peach.
Yeah.
It's definitely a flat peach.
It's a flat peach.
Yeah, a
like
dusty
more-
flat peach.
A zingy, like a flat peach that's been dipped in the sour sugar stuff.
Yep. I find I'm imagining all of them sitting on a flat wooden table
Yeah.
when I'm smelling this. Does that make
It's a bit
sense?
flat,
It's all
not-
flat.
You're not very hilly here, you're
It's
on
all
flat
on a
terrain.
flat. Well, I mean, I suppose it's not in a totally hilly area, is it? Not really.
You're asking
Kind
the
of
wrong-
getting into hilly territory.
The
Yeah.
wrong guy, I'm afraid.
It's kind of near the Highland boundary fault, I guess.
Is it right? Is it near the Highland boundary? The Lowland Highland boundary? Really?
Kind of, yeah.
I thought it was further north than that.
No, it's kind of, because it's, well, whereabouts is it? It's kind of, Kirriemuir Forfar area, isn't it?
Is it? No, I didn't know that. I thought in my head it was like Aberdeenshire.
No, it's,
Kincardineshire.
Yep, so that's the kind of flat bit before it hits the Highlands in the east. Kind of north of Dundee.
Right, I didn't.
'Cause
That's
the Highland
totally
boundary
not where I
goes-
thought it
well,
was.
for that way. The Highland boundary goes a line like that, so it's
In
much
my head
further
it was
south
like-
on the west than it is.
In my head it was like near like Glenmorangie.
Oh no, opposite side of Speyside.
I don't know why I had
Yeah,
that in
no,
my head.
this is near Glencadam,
Right,
which
right,
is
right.
Brechin, so that kind of area.
Near this other one.
Which you also know.
Yes.
Slange.
Slange. It's nice. Oh,
It's
it's
just
like
nice.
it's like a toffee apple
A thin toffee apple.
or a toffee peach.
I think you're onto like a red toffee apple.
Yeah.
But like when it's just got that outer crust of toffee and then mostly juicy apple.
And it's not. There isn't a huge amount to that. It doesn't have a huge long finish or anything.
No,
It's just
I
like
do
sweet
find
whiskey.
it's not as flat. It's more watery and juicy.
Yeah. And again, like one you'd give to someone who was like, I don't like whiskey. Like try that. It's like dead easy drinking, delicious. And they have quite a cool, an unusual production technique, don't
They
they?
do really want to go and see this. Actually, they've
Yeah,
got like a
yeah.
water feature within their distillery,
Which is cool.
So they
Love
cool their stills from the outside. So it's like on the top of the still, it's like a little copper ring the water flows out of on the outside of the still to cool the still.
Yeah, and it's like all a weird colour as well, isn't it? The copper's all
Yeah,
in,
it's kind of
like is that oxidised?
not
No.
yeah, it's oxidized. Yeah, so it's not green, but it's like darker than the rest.
Yep.
And so yeah, it means that there's more reflux. They did it so it would create a softer spirit. So I think they put that in the 60s or 70s, and there's no other distillery like it. Nobody else does that.
Yeah, very cool, very
Possibly
unique.
for good reason. I don't know. But it means that when the vapours travel up and hit the sides, they're cooled much quicker, and so it condenses back in. So there's much more reflux than there would be.
Yep.
And it does make a really light spirit.
It is very light, very easy drinking. Be nice in a sherry cask, probably that as well, I would imagine.
Yeah,
I've
I
not
think
tried
so.
much Fettercairn.
So this is the 12-year-old,
Yeah.
just in bourbon cask.
And they've got a unicorn as their logo, which I quite like.
Yes, so that's meant to represent, now what is it, purity, something, and magic.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
magic whiskey. I wouldn't go that far.
No, purity as well. I don't know what this means.
I
but
guess like
it's-
purity of spirit.
Fair enough. Fair
Make the
enough.
spirit purer, but then I think making your spirit purer, you're taking out more flavour. So
But it's good for. Oh, I feel bad saying it's good for beginner whiskey drinkers. Not to say if you already drink lots of whiskey, that you wouldn't like it.
yeah, but definitely it is. It's one for all whiskey drinkers to
Yeah,
try.
definitely.
But yeah, I think it's one you could use to get people into whiskey because it is nice and light. There's like no burn there.
No, dead easy drinking. Dead easy drinking. And fruity. And not very challenging. But
Fruity
lovely.
toffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's alright.
Aye.
It's alright. Wouldn't choose it. Wouldn't turn it down.
No. Same.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our video. Please subscribe for more like this, and join us again next time. Slange! Cheers!
Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our video. If you did, please give it a like and a subscribe. And you can follow us on social media at The Grail Tastings. See you next time. Slange.
I always think, when I laugh on this when I'm editing, I was like, our viewers must be so familiar with the roof of my mouth. Because I always go,